How's the royal family? I pray that everyone is doing well. Well, my royal family, we have here, let me get the names right. We have here, what's this guy's name? The first guy, his name is DeSantis. Ron DeSantis. That's the best that I can pronounce his name. And we have, let me look on this article, Andrew Gillum. Boy, both of their last names are hard to pronounce. I know many know by now, but these two in the state of Florida will be running neck and neck for governor. And already there is drama. You know how it is in the world of politics and in the day and age of Trumpism. Trumpism. So what would be the ism today? Yes, I know the title is a trip, but you know how I am. I keep it core, my royal family. So I wonder, what is all the drama about? What did DeSantis say about this brother? Well, let's find out what's really going on. Listen to this. Make sure I got the sound right. Okay, yeah, everything good.
Talking about moments ago by Florida's Republican nominee for governor, Ron DeSantis, in an already dramatic and highly consequential race. He set off to face off against Democratic nominee for governor, Tallahassee Mayor Andrew Gillum, who is the first African-American to ever claim that title in Florida. Here's what DeSantis just said about Gillum on Fox News.
How do you plan to beat him?
Well, look, I mean, this is Florida elections are always competitive, and you know, this is a guy who, although he's much too liberal for Florida, I think he's got huge problems with how he's governed Tallahassee. You know, he is an articulate spokesman for those far left views, and he's a charismatic candidate. And you know, I watched those Democrat debates. None of that was my cup of tea, but I mean, he performed better than the other people there. So we've got to work hard to make sure that we continue Florida going in a good direction. Let's build off the success we've had on Governor Scott. The last thing we need to do is to monkey this up by trying to embrace a socialist agenda with huge tax increases and bankrupting the state. That is not going to work. That's not going to be good for Florida. So I'm going to fight for what I believe in, because I think I'm the guy who can really lead Florida in a good direction.
Did you hear that? Let's be clear. That was a white Republican nominee for governor using the word monkey when talking about his black opponent for office. Monkey it up. Let's listen to that one more time.
The last thing we need to do is to monkey this up by trying to embrace a socialist agenda.
Okay, a spokesperson for DeSantis tells NBC News that DeSantis' comment, quote, had nothing to do with race or anything like that, and that it's something DeSantis says frequently to express something that was messed up or not done right. Let's talk this through. Joining me now is NBC News political reporter Ali Vitale, who lives in Orlando. Also with us, Michael Hopkins, communications consultant for Democratic nominee Andrew Gillum, and SiriusXM host Mark Thompson. Welcome to all of you. Ali, look, there are lots of issues. We're still trying to figure out what the driving force was that took Andrew Gillum from behind to the front. You know, I talked to him several weeks ago when he was talking about his platform, which is very progressive and possibly very appealing to people. There were anti-gun lobbyists who were, or groups that were interested in his message. He had young voters. He had the support of Bernie Sanders. He had the support of Tom Steyer. He had the support of George Soros. So we're not sure exactly what it is, but the fact is it is a big deal that an African-American nominee for governor is now going to be on the ticket in November. Has there been any reaction so far to DeSantis's inelegant at best monkey comments?
Yeah, exactly. And the campaign, the DeSantis campaign, did give me that response that this is something that he says, quote, frequently, and that this had nothing to do with race. But the Democratic side is saying that this is from Florida Democratic Party Chairman Terry Rizzo, who's saying it's disgusting that Ron DeSantis is launching his general election campaign with racist dog whistles. Now, I asked one of the spokespeople on the Gillum campaign earlier, you know, what do you think that the DeSantis campaign is saying this? And really all they said is, as we say in Tallahassee, bless his heart. So I don't think they're really buying it, but this does feel a little bit like what we've actually seen with the Trump campaign over and over again. And I say campaign in the broader sense that it's usually when the president is out on the campaign trail, and in my experience, having covered him on the campaign, that there have been moments of dog whistles like this before, and then the media does exactly what we're doing right now. We break it down on the air, we try to explain to people what all the sides are saying, and then the candidate comes back and says, oh, well, the media is making all the hay about this. The DeSantis campaign seems to kind of be saying the same thing. I said, well, what do you think about people who will see this as a racial dog whistle? And they said, well, people are going to make hay of it regardless, but that's not what he was talking about. So already on the first day of this race, you're seeing some of the tendencies that we've already seen coming out of Pennsylvania Avenue happening down here in Florida, and it's just going to be another point added in the race as we kind of keep going forward, seeing how these candidates start shaping the general election, Allie.
There's NBC's Pete Williams.
All right. So he was being true to his nature. He really was. I don't see what's the big deal. He was just being true to his nature. And I talk about the nature of many things. Now, we all know, my royal family, that the Republicans and the Democrats, they all full of shit. We already know this. And any opportunity, especially when people are running for office and you stay true to your nature, things are going to come out of your mouth and the media is going to dissect it and eat you alive. So I don't fully understand why anybody would be shocked by what DeSantis said. Why they be in shock? I mean, again, he just being true to thyself. So anyway, my royal family, let's hear what Andrew Gillum had to say. Let's hear his response. Let's just get right into it. That's how I like to do things.
November opponent Ron DeSantis, as mentioned, was on Fox News Channel this morning, and since then there has been a bubbling on the internet. It's trending. It's at the top of most political websites. Something that he said to our host Sandra Smith regarding the upcoming election. I want to let our viewers hear what was said.
So we've got to work hard to make sure that we continue Florida going in a good direction. Let's build off the success we've had on Governor Scott. The last thing we need to do is to monkey this up by trying to embrace a socialist agenda with huge tax increases and bankrupting the state.
It was the monkey this up part. Sir, your response.
Yeah, that part wasn't lost on me. It's very clear that Mr. DeSantis is taking a page directly from the campaign manual of Donald Trump. But I think he's got another thing coming to him. If he thinks that in today's day and age, Florida voters are going to respond to that level of derision and division, they're sick of it. What we're trying to offer in this race
was
is
that
a
racist or
where we want to go as a state.
Was that racist or a figment of speech?
Well, in the handbook of Donald Trump, they no longer do whistle calls. They're now using full bullhorns.
And that was a bullhorn?
And what I've got to say about that is that we've got to make sure that we stay focused, I think, on the issues that confront everyday people. I'm not going to get down in the gutter with DeSantis and Trump. There's enough of that going on. I'm going to try and stay high and try to talk about what the North Star and the future is for the state of Florida and the people of this state. And I think that's what people want. They're just so sick of this divisive, derisive politics that have been coming out of Washington and has now infiltrated the politics of this state vis-a-vis Ron DeSantis. He's very clear on day one that he's willing to go down to the gutter. In our opinion, we're going to win this race because we're going to stay high and we're going to remind Floridians of what the true spirit of the American way is. And that's what I'm going to do as governor, help us reach that high mark as a state so that we're a leader again and not a back-of-the-pack state.
I got 30 seconds left. What'd you say to your kids last night?
Oh, my gosh. Well, Shep, they were with me as we saw the results coming in, and I don't mind sharing with you that they had zero interest as they rolled in.
All right, my royal family. Again, I truly don't fully understand what's the problem. It's nothing more than the monkey show. You know, we know how these politicians get down. Now, I have a meme here that says, I'd rather American politics were monkeyed up than crocked up. It ain't no big deal. It's you know what? How I really look at this, my royal family. This brother here, he ain't a threat. If he done got this far into politics, he ain't a threat. 'Cause we already know they have a certain type of black person that fits their narrative. And if he possibly get elected, he is not going to do shit. This is nothing more than the unquote monkey show. That is it, and that is all. So I don't fully understand why people are trying to make it more than what it is. Now, he did stumble on his words a little bit. He know the shit was racist. He know that. But he's going to stay politically correct. So I just don't understand why people are making a big deal about it. Because remember, I talk about the nature of many things, my royal family. I really, really do. And we are in the age of exposure. I say it often. Why are we surprised by anything that come out of anyone's mouth that have utter hatred for us? And this is to get things stirred up. This black man, who I don't know much about, is not going to do shit. He's going to stay politically correct. So whoever get in that office, whoever get that position, things will run as it usually do. It'll just be a possible black man. And again, the Republican Party and the Democratic Party, they do what they usually do, the monkey show. So anyway, my royal family, I don't know what else to say. I don't know why people are all up in their feelings about it. Because again, he's staying true to himself. And I can appreciate that. I'm good with it. And everybody needs to start staying true to themselves. We do have a thing called freedom of speech. All right? So anyway, my royal family, since we have freedom of speech, do this. Render your voice with your beautiful, divine words. And as always, my royal family, I thank you for your love. I thank you for your support. And with that said, Ashe.